Hello, soul family of light. It's Michelle here with Smile Soul Power. I'm here to give you another message today, and the topic today is perseverance. And I'm just going to wing it again and sort of speak to you from my heart. I've had a little upgrade for, I have a new microphone now, thanks to my friends who have watched some videos, and including my friend Foxy Loxy and my Florida friends. So thank you very much for your input. Appreciate that. And let me know if the sound is better now. I have a whole new way of doing this. I'm upgrading, just getting started, of course, and upgrading. So here we are. We're now in August of 2020. Smile Soul Power is here to offer encouragement, enlightenment, and empowerment. Encouragement so that you never lose hope, and also so you can keep the faith in the power of heaven within your soul. And I'll probably do constant reminders to always point your attention within as often as possible, as regularly as possible, because that's where we find our center of peace. And during these turbulent transformational times, we can find and keep our center of peace, and we can stay in the eye of the hurricane of energies. Energies are very, very turbulent right now, and shifting and changing, and our world is changing, obviously. And so we're here to remain centered in peace and bring peace to our world, and it starts with inner peace. So enlightenment, to help remind you to attune to your own inner truth, and also bring light transmissions through these messages. This is not just information that I'm conveying from my brain to your brain, but I'm really speaking from my heart and soul to send some light into your life. And so, I'm hoping that when you listen to these messages, you just get relaxed and just sort of take it in, and just take it in as energy, not just information, but a vibration of light that's uplifting. And so even if you don't, super focus with your mind, you can open your heart and feel if the vibration resonates with you or not. And it will help lift your vibration. So that's how enlightenment happens. Empowerment, by pointing out your own powers of soul perception. I know that we're all on this path of awakening and listening more and more to our souls, and less to the outer chaos of the world, because that's where we find our peace. And also, we are changing from victims to creators during this process. So instead of living in fear and being controlled by fear or feeling like victims, then we are regaining our sense of true self, finding our empowerment, and creating our reality in a new paradigm way of being, which I'll mention more about in just a few minutes. So we're tuning into the spirit within, and we're listening to our intuition, and we're listening to our soul perception, and we are getting inspiration, ideas, downloads, answers, solutions, and we may find things that are being brought up for healing, but we have our way of transmuting energy, and we have our way of lifting all the vibrations through that transmutation. And I'll focus more on specifically on transmutation when I address that topic in another video. We have Vibrational Mastery, that is one of our soul powers that I know as a collective and people who are awakening and on the path, we are paying attention to, our vibration, and we control that through monitoring our thoughts and monitoring our feelings, and turning worry and anxiety and fear and doubt into faith and hope, and using our faith within and turning right to our core of inner light, and paying more attention to the inner light within and less to the matrix that we are exiting out of as a confined, illusory, programmed way of being in the world. Limited. We're letting go of all the limitations. And so with that, everything is dissolving. All of our institutions, you know, everything that was based in the matrix where we were confined, controlled, and basically dumbed down so that we lived according to somebody else's narrative or agenda. You know, we're seeing through all that now because our light is shining so bright, and we're becoming enlightened and awakened individually and collectively. And you know, there's a synergistic two-way energy play. You know, we're adding to the whole, and the whole is adding to us. So we're really helping each other, even if we don't know each other. You know, anything that we do for ourselves, we're doing for all of humanity. So thank you for everything that you've done. That helps me too. I appreciate it. So today I'm going to talk about perseverance, and I'm just going to speak to you from my heart and tell you a little bit about my journey and the things that I'm trying to accomplish with my life. And I know that, you know, I've set intentions like 20 years ago to do the work I'm doing right now, and I have gone through the roller coaster of overcoming challenges and difficulties, just like all of us have. You know, we're all in this together, and we each have a different story, but there's the same, you know, we're going through the same theme of evolution. Our souls are evolving, and we are alchemizing the energy, our energy field, and we're also being alchemized. So things are shifting and changing. And we also have, you know, the paradigm shift. So the paradigm shift is primarily where we used to live in a linear, local context of physics. And so we would set goals and steps, and one by one, you know, directly accomplish those things. And so the new paradigm way of doing this is now what we're doing is we are setting intentions. We're living an intentional life, and we're creating and focusing on a vision from within, the vision or the image that sees our intentions as reality, and then we're marrying that to a deep feeling. And so we're doing that with focused concentration and with intention, and intention is a function of willpower, and willpower is strong. And that's what we're doing with our soul power. We're using the power of our will, and we're staying centered, and we are becoming more powerful as we receive and pay attention to the light of truth, the truth within, and the truth, you know, the truth is the truth is the truth. And anyway, we're setting intentions, we're creating focus on the vision, we're mirroring that to a deep feeling, and then we let go. And so that's the basics of the collapsing the wave function. It's put in many terms. I know there's the law of attraction. There's a lot of different words and terms that you can use for the same kind of thing, but it's a function of consciousness. And so we're all learning to use that so we can be conscious creators and live in the new paradigm of a non-local, non-linear world. And so we set intentions. Once we let go, we get into a state of allowing, and then we just sort of go with the flow. And then we're observing, and we notice what we notice. And then we notice synchronicities, and things fall into place. And that's what's different. We're in the state of allowing, which is really awesome. You know, we're creating miracles, and we're doing it by addressing the level of consciousness, the causative level of consciousness within. Instead of trying to manipulate the outer world, we realize that consciousness creates our reality. And so we're starting from this inner space of center, setting the intention, creating the vision, and we are creating memories that turn into our reality instead of reality turning into memories. We're going we've reversed that flow, and now we're conscious creators. And it's really fascinating because we're learning all of the details, and we're practicing, and we're having success stories, and we're sharing success stories, and we're all doing it in different ways, and we're sharing. And the thing is, we're all doing it. And that's so awesome. That is so awesome. And so now we have all this, chaos to deal with, and things that are coming up for healing from when we were in victim consciousness, and we're healing all that with transmutation. So we're in this process of being new paradigm and a new paradigm way of being. And so what we need to do is we need to just stick with that process, and we need to remember perseverance. Never, ever give up. Everybody has, we're born here at this time for a reason. You came with your gifts, you came with your soul's mission, you came to cooperate, and you came to be alive at this very moment, which is absolutely fascinating. You're definitely an architect of our new humanity, our new evolved humanity, where we are waking up and we are conscious creators, and we are bringing peace to earth, and we're watching all of the old things that were buried in darkness and secrets and lies all come up, and we're healing that. We're healing that and transmuting that with all of these tools, with all of the activations of our powers and tools and things that we're sharing, and things that we're getting that direct inner perception of truth and answers and ideas and inspiration and downloads and visions. It's just awesome, 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 awesome to be alive right now. Isn't this fun? I'm having fun. And so never give up. I mean, I have been on this path for a long time, and 20 years, like I said, and I have had, obstacle after obstacle, but I know that these obstacles are meant to be overcome. They always teach us something, strength, dive deeper, dive deeper, dive deeper, everything you need is actually found within. And so we go into meditation, and we go into prayer, and we are eliciting our true self and expressing that. And by expressing that, we are learning of our true self. So we're being activated by these challenges and obstacles and difficulties that we have to overcome. So really, they're all, we can be grateful for everything. We can be grateful for our hardest moments. And we're going through, we have dark nights of the soul, and we're going through the eye of the needle, where everything dissolves in life. We might lose our job and our family and our home, and maybe all at once, maybe one by one. But these changes are happening, and they're happening rapidly. And so again, it's like a two-way energy, where we are changing from within, and so that's changing our outer reality, and our outer reality is changing, which is causing us to change our inner reality. So we're on this path, and it's like whitewater rafting sometimes, and we just keep getting stronger and wiser and more activated. And no matter what, we just need to persevere. I had a few things lately where my car needed fixing. It seemed like an easy thing. My car locks didn't work, and so I took it to get the fob fixed and get a new battery, and that wasn't it. And then I tried the fuse box and at the mechanic shop, and that wasn't it. Then I made an appointment, and there was, they needed a part, and so they couldn't fix it. And so I had made another appointment, and then I took it in, and then it was the wrong part, and then I had picked it up again, and then, a few weeks later they got the right part, and, perseverance in every single thing. And that was one of my many challenges lately. And, in the meantime, we're trying to ground a place to live. We're trying to ground new relationships, where our relationships are changing because we're changing, and we keep gravitating toward different people that we resonate with. And people are changing at different rates of speed, and which is fine. Everybody's perfect just the way they are, but we want to be around people we resonate with. And so we find our tribe. And I love the little vibe tribe that I've been hanging out with. And hello to every one of you. So we have a family here, and we're vibing together. So in this channel, I would hope that you would leave comments below and, you know, check in, say hi, you know, maybe leave your contact information if you want to, or just start a conversation in the comments section. You know, we want to gather with like-minded souls, and we can do that virtually as well as, you know, in person when we find out we live near each other, you know, and that happens too online. So, perseverance, never give up, you know, and I'm going to repeat because repetition helps to change your consciousness and my consciousness. You know, I'm doing this for myself and for you, and we're all one, and so we're all changing together with each other's help. So I appreciate, again, everything that you all do as well. So inside, you have power and strength and wisdom. And think about that. I mean, if you ever feel overwhelmed, stop, get silent, go within, breathe. Always take space for yourself. You know, this is a time of being more than doing right now, because we really need to be still to get centered, to maintain centeredness, and to transmute energy, to receive the new energies, to integrate new energies. And so we're being upgraded, and we need time for stillness, we need time for rest, we need time for integration, but we also need time to elicit the power and the strength and the wisdom within. The inner life is very, very important right now, focusing on the light within, because, you know, therein lies our true self identity and our true self realization and our soul power. That's what we are. We are very, very powerful. So, so we're swirling around in all these energies, and so one of the things that we're doing is that we're dropping our attention more into our heart, and we're seeing how we feel and seeing where we resonate. And so we have this heart intelligence that is being developed, and we're getting centered more in the heart. And so the heart and mind are working more together, and there are finer, actually the synapses in our heart go a lot faster and do a lot more work than the synapses, you know, in our brain mind. So we have a heart mind and a brain mind, but we also have, you know, the soul perceptions. And so we're putting together all of these things, right brain, left brain, you know, heart and soul, and we have this new intelligence that's being developed in each one of us. And so we just need to use that, and that's why we have more discernment, because we can feel it. We just are changing, and so we can sense the truth, and we're not putting up with any more secrets or lies or deceptions or, you know, bad intentions or agendas or anything like that. No, we are free, we are born free, and we never have to give that up, not one bit. In fact, you know, we're patriots. We are definitely patriots here with the soul power. Yeah, guarantee that. We're patriots. So each of our heart centers are attuned to the truth, and so we know what we resonate with and what we don't. And so if we hear something and something doesn't seem right or feel right, then we do some more research. And so many people are passionate about doing research and finding the truth when they have that cognitive dissonance where, you know, something, you know, just doesn't feel right anymore. We're not just buying into everything we're told. You know, those days are gone. Those days are gone. So do research. Everybody needs to do their own research, because if anybody else does all the research and tells you what's what, then we're back to the same old thing. Everybody needs to do their own research, because it'd be like in school. If you copied someone's homework paper and you got all the right answers and you got the grade, but you didn't learn from doing it yourself. And so you do the research and your discernment grows. The research is what makes you develop. And so, yes, we are sharing research. And then we're inspired to maybe go, look down another avenue or go down into another rabbit hole or something like that. So, there are a lot of messengers that are bringing information forward, and it's good to credit the messenger, but don't focus on the messenger as much as the message, because listen to the information and discern what information is true or not true. I wouldn't say, oh, one messenger, says all the truth, and another messenger, is full of it and is not telling the truth. You have to discern the information and not, just rely on, a messenger as being all true or all false. So give credit to the messenger, but, heed only the message and discern what's true and what resonates and what doesn't. So, we're on a path of transformation, and we are it's like trying to navigate while we're trying to stand on top of a barrel in the water or something like that. It's hard to stay grounded during these turbulent, energetic times. We have people around us that may not resonate with us. If we're tuned into truth, there might be somebody else who's not. There's some lower vibrational energies that may want to strike with hate or anger, and those of us that are awakening, we need to use our powers and return love for hate or anger, and we just need to be the bigger person, take it in the hip, forgive, understand that a lot of people are still programmed or under that spell of just believing what they hear, or one particular source. They don't really have a varied source of information to gather a wide variety of information and then discern that. But that's okay, because more and more people are waking up, because we do all have a conscience. And when we see somebody being damaging, disrespectful, downright violent, causing harm, and so many things are so blatant right now, it's hard not to see it. And so more and more people are waking up, and once you open up that can of worms, once you open up that Pandora's box, you're going to be seeking the truth, and people are awakening. And once they're open, it's like a passion. It's like a passion of humanity. And where we go one, we go all. I mean, we're all uniting around the truth and cooperating to share the truth, and also taking a stand together for truth, because that brings us freedom. So there's a lot we're going through at this time, individually and collectively, and I just want to say more about perseverance. Never, ever give up. Never give up on your personal goals. Never give up on the world. We are going to create heaven on earth. It's a done deal. We have to, manifest it on the physical plane, so we have to start deep, deep, deep within and find our center, and then bring that peace from within out into our world, and, create peace, where there really isn't any at sometimes. Pray for different areas, pray for different people, realize what's happening. Humanity's going through evolution. That's what it is. Humanity is going through an upgrade, an evolution. There's things coming up for healing. And anybody listening to this message, I know, you're a light worker. You're a light warrior. You're a starseed. And you came here to hear this message because we want to get together and work together. We're cooperating. So we're on the same team together. So never give up. Hold out until the end. I'm going to give you a few quotes. This is from Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. That's Matthew 24:13. And here's something from Saint Germain. Set one foot after the other. Go your pace. And if you need a break, rest. But never lose the will to follow it to the end. For this alone you were born. So we were born for this moment. Never, ever, ever give up. Take a rest if you need to, but then keep on going. You have power, you have strength, and you have wisdom within. And you have me, and I have you, and we all have each other. Romans 5:3-4. Not only this, but we also exult in our tribulations, knowing that tribulation brings about perseverance. And perseverance, proven character. And proven character, hope. So it's cyclical. We're going to have hope, perseverance, and this builds our character. We're evolving. In James 1:12, it says, "Blessed is a man who perseveres under trial, for once he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord promised to those who love him." Keep on loving God and being humble and going to God in prayer and meditation and communion, and that inner strength just keeps growing and growing and growing. You feel stronger now? I do, and it does keep growing. I feel it. So one more, James 1:2-4. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." So we're gaining. We're gaining, we're gaining, we're gaining. Just persevere. And do remember one thing, that no matter what happens in life, all experiences are good for your soul. Everything, God knows what each of our souls need in order to develop. And so no matter what happens, whether it's, judged as good or judged as bad, say thank you and know that good comes out of absolutely everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Trials, thank you. Blessings, thank you. Friends, thank you. Foes, thank you. Everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have the power and strength and wisdom within to overcome anything. And we are overcomers. We are definitely overcomers. So be grateful for trials and tribulations. Be grateful for the you that you are becoming through all these life experiences. Just think back, and all the things that you've been through, and that's made you who you are today. And it's perfect and beautiful. And we just keep on growing rather quickly these days. Be grateful for friends and family around you. You're never alone. That everybody has a guardian angel. That there are, angels and different levels on the hierarchy. You have guides, angels, helpers, friends, family, synchronistic help that shows up. Maybe a stranger, but it's one of God's angels sent to help you. And you might be there for someone else when someone else needs help, and you're an angel helping them. And we are all angels helping each other and becoming more and more angelic. That's right. You can ask for help within your heart, and someone in your life will show up. I remember I was going through a bunch of trials quite recently, and I just kept saying to God, thank you for the help, thank you for the help, thank you for the help. Sometimes, they come so many different trials at once, it happens that, you feel sort of overwhelmed, and just keep releasing and surrendering and trusting. And just remember this is really important to remember. For everything you overcome, for everything that you sacrifice, for every right you do, for every gift you share, for every kindness, for every time you think of others, for every time you help others, for everything you release on the physical, material plane. Sometimes we have to give up things when we move and, get rid of a lot of our stuff because we have to travel lightly these days. You receive more power and more gifts from God. So all of those things that you've done, you are receiving gifts from God. And sometimes if you just stop and think about, the treasures in heaven, for example, regardless of outer circumstances, you still might feel peace or joy or love from family. You might, things touch our hearts. Our hearts are becoming more pure. And things may touch our hearts. And we're sensitive. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because sensitivity shows that we have deep perception. And that's part of the gifts that we're receiving, these perceptive gifts. So never give up, hold out until the end. Never give up, hold out until the end. I will repeat that. So there is one thing that we give up, and that is surrender of the small separate self. So we don't want to lean onto our own understanding and just, overanalyze and overthink things. We need to surrender our problems and our worries to God and know that we have help and we're never alone. And so we need to surrender and be able to be humble and accept that help and accept the answers. So we receive the greater power of the whole eternal self and the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, or the spark of the light within the soul, by being humble and then just receptive to new information. So letting go of, anything from, worries to fears to doubt to challenges and even desires, and just letting go and surrendering to God's will. After all that, pouring your heart out to God in a communion. Say, not my will, but thy will be done, and surrender. And then go back to that allowing space where we're a neutral observer. What we're doing is we're anchoring in a new consciousness called 0 point consciousness. So it's a 0 point where we're a neutral observer in the center, and yet we have the power of creating through intention and willpower. But we need to use 3 major states of consciousness. We are both projecting and transmitting, and then we're receiving, and we're also staying neutral and observing and allowing. And so we shift from those different states of consciousness quite rapidly, without really even knowing it. So it's not weak to ask for help, but powerful, because it's an act of humility, and we create space for more to come into our life. We create space when we let go of things. And speaking of letting go, part of letting go is, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, forgiveness of, situations. Letting go is part of surrender. There's a lot of letting go. A lot of letting go of old programs, old ways, and it's actually dissolving. We don't need to analyze everything that's going away. We can just allow the dissolving to happen. We can watch it as an observer. Because if we get over involved with our attention, then we're creating more of it. So we're realizing how to use our consciousness and our attention. So being in 0 point really means to be more of a neutral observer most of the time. And we even observe, our thoughts and feelings and maintain a high vibration by being the overseer of our thoughts and feelings. So ask, be open to receive, give thanks. It's a way of being. Ask for courage. Be brave. Ask for courage and be brave. Ask for courage and be brave. You've got this. Believe me, you've got this. So come back often for encouragement. Remember to do your best and give God the rest. Know when to let go. Keep going. Rest if you need to. Then keep going again. Now I'm going to share a little bit of my own journey. And before I wrap this up, this is SMILE. SMILE. SMILE stands for Spiritual Miracles Intentional Living Education. The website is www.smile4love.com. And the project that I'm working on right now is called the Alchemy of Light Project. You can see this on the website. And my goal is to publish 56 books and to produce 12 events, to produce 12 videos of those event topics, and also produce 6 educational programs that are based on holistic living. And then I also developed this Smile Soul Power YouTube channel so that I could be giving and sharing while I'm accomplishing all these other things. So what I have done so far is I have this book. It is A New World After All. I actually don't have any for sale right now. I'm changing publishers, and I'm creating, everything's being transformed. I'm making it a different size and a new edition for our new world. And so in here there's encouragement, and also like transmissions, it's just truth. It talks about the transformation that I'm going through, because I see it sort of as a universal thing. And you know, our world is changing. We are inheriting the earth. So here's a little bit of encouragement. I'm going to read you a poem from this book. It's A New World After All. Inheritance. It seems as though we're weak at times when we go inside to dwell, but that is where our true strength lies. It's not our outer shell. The times I feel the strongest is often when I cry, because then I go right to our source and strength wells up inside. I feel God's love pour through me, soothing me through my soul, and expressing it to others is now my only goal. So many of us dwell inside. Enough now we can say the changing of the guard is surely on its way. Look at all the misery we're creating here on earth. It doesn't have to be that way. We need new vision first. A vision powered by love, seeing what we can create, shifting internal consciousness, opening heaven's gate. Of all of God's great creatures, the strength comes from the meek, who now shall inherit the earth, providing answers we all seek. And this is dedicated to the inner strength in you. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you very much for joining me. I have some goodbye notes here. So remember the final reminders here for this message. Center on the peace within. Light the world with your unique flavor of love. We are transforming consciousness and bringing heaven to earth right now, even as we join together in consciousness, sharing messages. And I thank you all, and I love you. And I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.